been a couple days. I ain't been doing nothing. I have not walked in 2 days, but the girls have been so busy with all their little stuff. So I actually haven't even DoorDashed since like Tuesday. Today is Thursday. The world is crazy right now. I just don't feel comfortable going to people's houses. I'm just like, what is going on for real? Like, why can't we all just be happy and mind our own business? Why we always gotta be in somebody else's business? Why can't we just mind our business, live our life? Why we gotta be in the public eye saying stuff? Why can't we just sit down somewhere? I just don't get it, but whatever. This is the world we're living in. Just gotta keep praying and hoping that we all can survive and make it through whatever this is that's happening. It's a transition, of course, going on. I know God ain't pleased with what's going on in the world, but we just gotta try to stay safe, stay vigilant, keep your eyes open, watch your back, and just pray. Just pray. That's how we can do. Been doing a lot of YouTube research today. I'm just trying to figure out how to like scale my channel. Not really on mine so much as my girls. For some reason, they get like a ton of views on their channel. I upload shorts sometimes, and the shorts get 30,000-40,000 views. And then I'll upload a long form, and it gets like 10 views. And I know that there's a different audience for people who watch the quick content, kind of like how TikTok is set up. So it's a different audience for people who watch that kind of stuff versus the people who watch long form. I get that. I know, like, I've seen all the podcasts, I've seen all the TED Talks. I just don't know how to scale it from there, you know. Ultimate goal is to get one of these channels monetized. I mean, passive income would be great and have something running in the background. I just need something that's gonna pay for these activities that they do, so that I can finally get us out on our own again. Apartment is what I'm looking for. I know the houses is gonna be more expensive. It's gonna take a lot more to buy a house, but if I can just get us an apartment, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can do the content better because I have space where I can actually film, because I don't feel comfortable filming in my mom's house, my stepdad's dad. I don't want to like, you know, invade their privacy. They didn't sign up for this. My kids and I both all do social media. My son don't really like to be on camera, but my girls do. But I'm in their house, so like, you know what I mean? And it's not like a whole lot of space, because we did move in a house that was already fully furnished. So we're like moved in. So I don't want to say that we're living in disarray, but we're living in disarray. It's stuff everywhere, and you don't want to put that out there, you know what I mean? Like, everybody got mess in their house. Nobody really lives this clean, aesthetic life. There's always some stuff somewhere, sometimes at least. But I just don't feel comfortable doing a whole lot of filming there. So I do my walks outside, of course. Of course, you can't walk in the house unless you got a treadmill. But I film a lot in the car because I'm literally gone all the time. But when I'm at home, I can't really do a whole lot of content. And I do not feel comfortable. Like, how do y'all get over filming in public? That's so weird. When people looking at you and they like, ooh, you know, like, it's just crazy. I don't know. People just nosy. Get out of my face. Let me record my stuff. Like, if I want to go shopping or whatever, and I'm recording, doing a little vlog or whatever, get out of my face. You see me recording, you already know everybody recording these days. Get out my face. But people love to just be looking and lurking, so it feels weird to be recording while people looking at you, and they want to know what you're doing, and they nosy. Some people brave. They'll come up to you and be like, you got a YouTube? Or you filming for YouTube? Like, bro, go on somewhere. But I try not to be like that, but you can't help it to be like that. So I really wanted to come on here though, to give y'all a little story time. I want to talk about something that really bothered me. I seen a similar story earlier today. It's about a past relationship that I had a couple years ago, maybe about 4 years ago. I seen something similar on Facebook, I think it was today, and it made me think about this time where I thought I was gonna have to be ugly. Like I was ugly, but I thought I was gonna have to do something drastic because I was dating this guy that I met. We met on social media, and he lived in Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is not far from where I stay. We started off just chatting and stuff. Like he worked at night and I worked during the day, so like we didn't have a whole lot of time to like chat. But we made time to, you know, talk and get to know each other. After about a month and a half ish, we decided we was gonna go on a date. So we scheduled a little date, and my first red flag, he had his own apartment and car, but he wanted me to come to Rock Hill instead of him coming to me, so, or meeting halfway. So that should have been my first red flag. I don't know why I wasn't really picking up on it. I hadn't dated in a while, and I kind of was excited. He was good looking, and I was just ready to just get out there, I guess you can say. So anyway, I ended up going over, meeting him. We went to Chili's in Rock Hill, and we talked a lot. We ate, of course, but we talked, got to know each other a little bit better. He was funny. He laughed at all my jokes. It just seemed like a really good fit. You know, everything was good. So he mentioned my kids. He does have kids, but he said his kids live back in Raleigh, where he's from, Raleigh, North Carolina. So I was like, oh, okay. But his kids are grown, so I'm like, whatever, you know. He mentioned wanting to meet my kids, and I told him, you know, I don't really do that, you know. It's got to be some time, got to be the past, and I got to really know somebody before I subject them to meeting my kids, because I want to make sure something's gonna last before I do that, right? So time goes on. I mean, you know, it was a good little first date or whatever, and time goes on. We scheduled another little meet and greet. This time we was just hanging out in his apartment complex. We went for a walk, and yet again I had to go to Rock Hill, which is like 45 minutes away from where I stay. So I had to go to him again, which is like, come on now. Like at some point, it's got to be 50-50 or whatever. At that second meet and greet, first thing he asked me was when he was going to be able to meet my kids. He had saw my kids on social media, and he had saw my kids on pictures that I had showed him. But he wanted to meet my kids. I just thought, okay, it's kind of creepy now at this point. You've asked me twice, and I told you twice. Like, I felt like the relationship was progressing. I'm in the friendship, because I ain't gonna say relationship at first, but it was progressing. But I said, no, you ain't meet my kids, so like, why are you pushing the issue? Anyway, time goes on. I think we got to the 3-month mark. We went to Crowder Mountain, which is in another city over from where we live. And we were going on a hike. Me and my family and friends go on a hike on Sundays in the fall. And we hiked the mountain. And the mountain is massive. It's a really, really grueling hike, honestly. But when you get to the top, it's all worth it because it's so beautiful. So we go and do that, and I invited him to go. And I was like, well, he'll meet my kids. It's been 3 months. I'll let him meet my kids. Maybe he'll shut up. I don't know what you know. Anyway, so he met my kids. Everything was okay when he met my kids, but he was like overly chatty to my oldest daughter. She is 16 now. At the time, she was 12. Okay? So he was overly chatty to her, but she's a very chatty little girl. Like, I don't know if y'all ever see their YouTube, you'll realize she is hilarious. This little girl, she is going to be famous one day, and I know this. I know this. She's going to be famous. She is hilarious. So of course she's the entertainment, she's the party. Anytime she's around anybody, she's the party. She brings the party. So I mean, I get that he was like engaging, but I don't know, it got a little weird to me a little bit, because it seems like he was overly invested. So anyway, so that day we left there, we went to Fiery Crab, we went to eat crab legs afterwards. Don't tell me we went exercising, then followed it up with eating a crab boil. We did it every Sunday for the longest time, but that's what we did. We went and ate the crab boil. It was fine. He followed us over there. It was on like one of those, I don't know what you call that, little 3-wheel motorcycle thing. So he followed us there. But anyway, so it continued. Everything was fine. It didn't seem weird for the rest of the day. He was more like talking and chatty with me, and everything was fine. So after that, We had a couple meetups. He came to my house. We cooked a dinner at my house. We ate down there. Everything was fine. You know, I went to his house one time. Me and the girls were on our way home from somewhere. We stopped by to see him because he had a dog, and the girls went to see the dog. So they went in and saw the dog, and everything was fine then too. Then he came to my house again. I think this is month 5 at this point. No, this is month close to 5. I think it's like 4 months at this point. He comes to my house one weekend, and we were going to the Dollar Tree for whatever reason. My little girl rushed to the car to hop in the front seat because she loves riding front. She jumped in the front. My youngest didn't want to go, and I was like, Cameron, get in the back, like, you know, like that. And he was like, no, she can sit up there. She can sit in the front. So he gets in the back seat and he sits behind her. Whole time in the ride on the way up there, he's like poking his finger, you know, the headrest back here. We wasn't in this car, it was in my other car. So he was poking his finger through the headrest, like touching her neck. And like, you know, so to her, it was just creepy, right? So she didn't say anything to me then, and I didn't even notice it. So in the store, we walking through the store, she get what she want. At one point, I walk off and didn't even realize, but I walk off and she's near him and he's like touching her side and stuff. So at this point, he's known my daughter maybe a month, maybe a little less than a month. A little creepy, right? A little strange, right? So she didn't say nothing to me then. We get back. After that, he was about to leave. He left. When he left, she pulls me. She's like, Mommy, I need to talk to you about something. And I was like, okay. What's wrong? And she was like, I need to talk to you about, let's call him Bob for the sake of this story. I need to talk to you about Bob. And I'm like, what about Bob? And she was like, he did something. And immediately my eyes get like piping hot. Like I felt like I had fire coming out of my eyes and ears. I was mad. Like she hadn't even said nothing yet. And I immediately was ready to fight. You know, it's my baby. I'm ready to fight. Like, and I'm like, what? So the whole time I'm like, she could see like the fury in my face. And she was like, no, Mommy, it's not that bad. Just calm down. Let me just tell you. And then she told me about the neck thing, the side thing. And she said that he made her feel really uncomfortable. Then she also mentioned that when we were on Crowder Mountain a couple weeks before that, he made her feel comfortable because he kept touching her. Like, even if it was just her arm, or like he was behind her one time and she was going up the mountain and he reached and grabbed her leg. It was just like anything to touch her, anything to like to engage with her. And she's 12 at this point. This dude like 45 at this. I think he might have been 45 years old. At that time, I was 38, 37. I was 38 at the time. He 45. So like, no, yeah, he was 45 or 43. He was like around the age he was like, whatever. He was 40 something, and he was too old for that, you know, putting his hands on my baby. And so immediately I'm like, and she was like, Mama, please don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. She didn't want me to say anything. Girl, the moment you told me you need to talk to me, that ended our relationship. It don't even worry about how we're gonna move forward from here, because ain't no moving forward from here. It's done. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say though, right? So that day, I don't know what came over me. I wanted him to be there. I had plans. I wanted to beat him down, but you know, at the time when you're mad, you don't think about stuff. Like, this man could have really did something to me. He didn't, but he could have really did something to me. But I wanted him to come to my house because I wanted you to look me in my face and tell me you ain't being inappropriate with my daughter. So he comes to my house when he got off from work that day, and I'm sorry about this light, y'all. It's the sun. The sun is setting and it's pretty. I'm trying to hold my hand up so I get rid of the glare. But anyway, so he comes to my house when he get off from work, and he's just telling me, I asked him about it, and I'm like, you were making my daughter feel uncomfortable. You were like touching her. You were making her feel weird. And he was like, who said that? And I was like, Cameron told me this. the day we went to Dollar Tree and at the mountain, you were being super inappropriate with her and you made her feel really uncomfortable. And I'm just going to let you know that this ends here. I don't play when it comes to my daughter. And because of the way she's feeling about you, me and you cannot go forward. And he was like, well, I feel like me and you, like, we click. We got a good thing going on. Never once did he defend himself. Never once did he deny it. Never once did he apologize or nothing. Like, he just pretended like I didn't say anything. He tried to change the subject even. Like, started talking about him wanting me to go with him to something that weekend. I'm like, bro, are you not listening to me? Like, do you not hear what I'm saying? Do you not hear me accusing you? Like, I feel like any man that wasn't or didn't have like anybody who didn't have bad intentions or wasn't trying to be inappropriate would have defended themselves. They would have cussed me out. Like, they would have cussed my ass out for everything I'm worth. Ain't nobody trying to touch no chap. I can just hear that in my head. A real man would have done that, right? No. He never defended it. He never apologized, nothing. That was the nail in the coffin that day. It was done that day. So I told him, I said, I think you should leave. And he was like, nah, man, I'm just going to let you calm down and we're going to talk about this later. And I was like, there ain't nothing else to talk about. We have nothing else to talk about. It's done with. Like, it's over with. So anyway, he left. I didn't immediately block him. So he called and called and called. I never answered. So eventually I just finally blocked him. And then he would reach out to me on social media and I block him on that platform. He'd go to another platform. I block him on that one. Finally, I just blocked him on everything. He started a new Facebook page and started following me on Facebook. I didn't know, like, my Facebook page is not private. Well, it wasn't at that time. It wasn't private. Then he would like send me like happy birthday and stuff like that, like the following year. I'm talking about like months and months and months later. He would be sending me like happy birthday and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, really didn't take this serious. Never once did he acknowledge the whole situation. He never once apologized. I feel like he's a repeat offender. Like, it's definitely got to be something. I already felt like he had a lot of red flags. First of all, he moved down here from a place he didn't know anybody down here. He just up and moved down here. He had no reason. He worked at like a regular schmegular place. It wasn't like he came down here for a career. Nah, he worked a job, like a legit clock in, work hard at night kind of job. Like, so what are you doing here? Running from something. Got to be. He has no contact with any of his family. He don't see his kids. Like, the whole thing was strange. So I'm glad that it didn't go any further than that, because I just feel like it could have been so much worse. And that's why I'm so scared. That's another reason why I'm scared to date. Because, like, bro, what you talking about? Like, what do you mean? And then she was 12 at that time. She was 12. She was a little innocent child. Now she's 16. She a whole woman now. And my kids are athletes. So they're built like, what you would see on a grown woman. Because they have abs and all this stuff, and I don't want nobody to sexualize my kids. And I'm scared to date because I don't want to end up in that kind of situation where I have to hurt somebody. And I don't want to end up in jail for the rest of my life. Like, so anyway, that was my little story time. I want to talk about my little toxic relationship. Girl, I'm trying to tell you, I thought I was going to have to hurt somebody for real. That's probably the worst one. And because I had been single for so long and then jumped into it, that really messed me up, because I'm like, I'm never dating again. That was the first thing I was thinking. I'm not dating until my kids are grown and gone. That's the first thing I thought. It was 2 years later when I dated again, which was my ex I told you guys about, I think in my first video, about I had this one ex that was just sad all the time. He just was not a happy person. He was very quiet, and it was something going on with him, and he recently passed away. So God rest his soul. I don't know what he had going on, and his family didn't really disclose what happened to him. So I just pray that he okay in heaven, or hopefully in heaven. So whatever. But anyway, that's the end of my story time. I don't really have nothing else to say. I'm going to TJ Maxx and get my son this phone thing. Hopefully they got it. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.